I'm at Myca Farms with Brian Thomas.
Hi, how you doing out there?
Brian's one of my students. Started this farm a couple years ago now.
Well, I started at an old small rental.
Yep.
When I met you, and just sort of started learning. But then a year ago, got really committed and invested.
So
and we got this place.
Yeah. So like today, I just want to bring everyone around here and show you what we're doing at Myca Farms. On my way in here, it looks like we're at the heart of mushroom country. I passed All Seasons, and I think Champs is just down the road as well.
You throw a stick, you hit a mushroom farm.
So
I got C&T, I've got Avena, I've got every mass producer in British Columbia here.
So you got a lot of competition.
Actually, I sell the mushrooms, Bri.
You sell the mushrooms?
Because they do buttons and creminis.
Crazy.
I'm the only one crazy enough to scale this. So we're doing it. Well, besides you.
Let's see it, man. I'm just going to follow you in and
you
show me what's going on.
You bet.
So,
we'll get this in here right now.
I guess what sparked this trip is you're getting some mushroom spawn from us?
Yeah, nothing but the best. I got some good mushroom grain spawn from Brian at What the Fungus. Come on in, here we are. Right now I'm waiting for my HVAC guy to install some more of our ACs into our colonization room, because as you know, it can get really warm in there, and in the lower mainland, we just started getting the heat wave now. So I've been nursing through. I've got some of my HVACs up there, but they got to run one right into here for colonization. But I'll get this in the fridge right now.
You have any mushrooms in the fridge?
I sure do. So actually, one of our customers loves it when we do a chef mix with button mushrooms. So I actually buy button mushrooms from the guys down the street, and then we put them in with our mixed chef medley. So in here we got our fridge, and some of the customers we grow for, they love really big oysters, so we just cut the bag and let it go. They're making the oyster burger, oyster mushroom calamari, so a lot of those like meat restaurants and Chickpea downtown, they love big mushrooms. Our other customers, some of them, they love the blues, and they like them about that big. So we grow them, we side fruit out of the bag, and they will peel it and just grill it first, and then it goes in a dish.
So are you doing like XLSA 12-pound bags to get mushrooms that big?
We're doing a 6-pound bag, and we're just letting her go.
Is that just one cut?
Yeah, so it's a one cut. We're doing a horseshoe cut.
Okay.
One of the cuts we learned from, I watched it from Mossy Creek.
Yeah.
And how they're getting those really big side flushes. And then we got some lines being going, and we actually, we sold out a chestnut. I can't keep chestnut in stock.
So, I've never been here. The first thing that I'm looking at is, did you actually do all this from scratch?
We did all this from scratch. So we got the building a year ago. First thing we did was the floors, and then we started putting in all the walls, the doors. There was holes in the walls in this building when we got it, so we got a decent price on the lease, and then we've done everything.
So what did this used to be?
It was a turkey farm.
Turkey farm?
And then before that, actually originally this was a whole turkey farm, the whole place. For the last 15 years it was a licensed cannabis production, and then that shut down, and then we took it. So we're at the heart of production right now. I have these custom barrels made by a local fabricator. So we run these. These are our double bubbas, we call them. And we just basically have our two ports that we have welded in. I had a local guy that I know make them, and he did a great job. I mean, they run like tanks. We can get them up to 220.
How do you get bags in there?
We just pull the tops and then side panels. Right now they were just, yeah, I can open. We just shut them off. So they'll be rotated tomorrow. So all stainless steel and right in here. And of course we have them all stacked in our little synchro.
Are you like getting into the bottom? Or?
Yeah, we have a little tray at the bottom, like, the little plate. It's like a, play on a bubble barrel. Yeah. But we keep a nice hole in the middle. We stack with a hole in the middle of the bags. We don't overpack them. It's the same thing, like we found if we weight them way too tight, you're gonna get nothing above it. And yeah.
And you have an autoclave here as well?
I'll show you.
Yeah.
So I got this off of another grower, and we have sourced out it was a custom-made big tank, and then I run it with this is actually a bun steamer boiler. So this boiler came from Asia. It was already here when I bought it, so I bought this and the steamer off of another grower, and it's been great. We're running it at about 3 hours per batch, 220 bags of grain. One of the things we have learned, of course, is by scaling, we've made some, definitely made some mistakes, but you know, what I like to do is run it the same batch consistently, then I can troubleshoot, because I was finding middle bags weren't as colonized. Same thing with like the Bubba barrels, but we run this out, so we just pull it right out, put it on wheels, and then we rivet this, we have a davit built, and we just seal it up with a rivet. And
where does it go when you're...
This just runs right here.
Okay.
So this is kind of like your Hong Kong apartment. So one day we're out here making bags, and then it goes away. The next, it's here. So it's a living room and a kitchen, right?
Well, yeah, you want to make use of the space, right?
Yeah, and then this is a godsend. This is a Canadian-made, beautiful piece of machinery. We got it off some more cannabis farmers, and it's for crushing up cocoa core. So anyone that's into the cocoa core mixes, this is your batch maker. You just put it in. We had a little water timer set in, so it's just got our hydrometer, adds the water as we need it, and then when you step on the pedal, it opens the auger and spits out the substrate, and then we make a batch at a time.
Have you been using this yet? Or?
Oh, we use it every day.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. This gets 2 of my guys could easily make 1,000 bags a day, no problem. Wow. Just stepping on it,
yeah.
And it mixes it up perfectly with our master's mix. It's quite a thing when it's running. It's a pretty quiet machine, and you just, you know, put your batch in, let it mix, then you know, just keep working it till you get that really nice consistency, and then you just step on the pedal and it dumps right out. And then, of course, we're just using the same local. I've sourced actually some local oak from a furniture maker, but I got to go through the oak to make sure there's no glue in it. Mm-hmm. But same old thing. We got our master's mix. I use the Canawicks.
Do you know what your price on the soy hulls is? I think those are the cheapest in Canada right now.
These right now are going to $20 a bag.
Oh, it's gone up then, yeah.
It's going up here, yeah.
It's gone up pretty right the last couple years.
It's getting, yeah, I mean, it's getting more expensive as we go, definitely. And, you know, we're going to keep plugging away until we get some alternatives and what we can do. And all hardwood, like the nice hardwood strains, we try and just use the hardwood.
So, you're making your bags. They get sterilized, they go on shelves.
Yeah.
And then where do they go?
So we did the rack method. As I watched a lot of people, we have all the, you know, we did the floors. We decided that one staff, or well, usually me, I can load and unload a bag. So the bag's life is this. So these are pre-made, ready to go into the sterilizer. Tomorrow, I'll come and empty all these out, flip them on the clean racks. These will go right in. And then the life of the bag is like this. So once I have my clean bags, follow me. So as you can see, I've been working on trying to keep the heat down in our colonization room because it's getting warm. Come on in. So this is where we colonize all our bags. And we just love the idea, like it is an investment. These racks are not cheap. They're $1.70 at the Home Depot, or sorry, at Costco. Only place you can get them. But this is the life. They go from start to finish. So we have all these that were done. We're playing catch up. I had some other, you know, with some shifting of the farm. I had to let go of some staff. And I lost almost an entire room of this. So it was a big loss. And we're climbing out, which is why Brian's been great to help us out with grain. And, you know, come on down and check us out. Let's go in here. Now we have the grain vault. Typically we just have our safety set up here. But we've been really busy beavers. We've been running the Clave 24. So right now I've probably got almost a, you know, close to 1,000 bags of grain going. We're doing some grain to grain. And again, I'm using these racks for everything because I can just shift and move my pieces, check out my how it's going. So right now, this is actually this is one of yours, a grain to grain. This is a millet to oat of a pink oyster. So we just have our little codes. I think they confused the shit out of you that one time.
Wait, they did, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So this is all first generation.
This is G1, G2.
Yeah, G1, G2. So
G1, G2. All my lines,
yeah.
Yeah. So all my lines vein, I'm just doing agar to grain. Yeah. I've never done. I've tried grain to grain. Never liked it. It's never really, for some reason, the lines veins never liked grain to grain.
Yeah, I always go petri dish to grain and then grain to sawdust,
Yes.
and then
right.
to the
Sawdust to the rest. Gotcha. And so yeah, here, so we're doing a lot of catch up.
It's a lot of fun, man. I'm not gonna lie, you got a bigger operation than me.
Well, you know, Brian, I'll tell you right now, brother. I've got a small army, and we're getting ready for cactus. We're rolling out to our second cactus club.
Awesome.
So we're doing it. You know, and in Vancouver, I have the city right here, and customers drive by, and I'll show you guys the store after. And yeah, we're doing it, man. We might have to talk subcontract grain eventually when I get more money.
So,
But yeah,
where's your lab?
we're standing in it.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah,
There
so
it
right
is.
here. Yeah, so it goes right here. I basically bought. We had some problems, so I bought those $1,000. They were like the all-in-one laminar flow hoods. They went crappy pretty quick. Talk to your local. I get these from Hazmasters, so this is like your local hospital supply. If look for anyone in your city that's doing abatement removal or asbestos removal. These filters are 11 inches thick. They're 2x2 and they're $500 a piece. So with these two, I got 4 of them going. I even have my standard one as well for when I'm doing agar plates. This is our wall of no contam. And once I switched over to these have been like Old Faithful. You know, they're thicker than the average ones. So these are for the hospital. You'll find these for surgery rooms and shit. So I love these. Right now I've doctored this up because I ripped out the old ones and I was like, I've had enough. I know where we're getting contams because it's that process of elimination. And right here we got some really nice ready to go grain. So this will get put into bags tomorrow or on Monday actually. I gave my staff a day off, believe it or not. I don't get one.
Are you refrigerating the grain too?
These will go in the fridge. If I don't use them, yes. When they're ready, they're going to be fridged. Now, Brian, while I got you hostage, and I get all these great questions, do you freeze your grain, bro?
Not on purpose.
No. do you store extra in the freezer though?
No, I've never tried that, but I've had grain jars freeze in a fridge that wasn't working right by accident.
Yeah, of course. I froze agar on the top of my little fridge.
And I've had the petri dish maybe freeze by accident, and they definitely bounce back.
They do. Okay.
Yeah, but it's not recommended.
It's not optimum. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Basically, like I'm gonna have grain bags like this. They're gonna go in the fridge, and we're gonna try to use them up as we go. And if we have extra, it basically goes on the website. Yeah. And then we try to sell it. And then if we to you, and then if we need it, eventually we go back to it.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
But like we're always trying to just use our grain as fast as we can. But with the oats, I've noticed because I just started doing oats because of you. Yeah. With the oats, I would say it doesn't harden as much as the millet does. Right. Right.
Yeah. And so that's one of the questions I've had for you, big time. Yeah. Because I've noticed with oats, it's a little slower, and they don't get as dense. I've had oats get really dense, but it's always the most aggressive cultures. Yep. So it's always the blues, the trees are like completely, and reishi turns into a football. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like it. I've been using oats for a little bit.
This is going to be grain to grain with what you've dropped.
Yep.
So some of this is going to go grain to grain for G2, but now I need to do 2,000 grow bags and get buff up our numbers. So this is what we do all day. I got my 2 guys. I bought one of these electric sealers. Impulse sealers are great. I'll definitely say if you're in the Lower Mainland, Wellscan, I always see Ron at Wellscan, Brian knows Wellscan. He supplies bags, uniform bags, all that sort of stuff. And we're still in a beta mode. Like we just slapped this place up. Like I said, a year ago, we sort of planned it. My partner, I bought him out. He's out. Things just didn't work out, and they left. Him and his wife decided they were parting ways, so it just started to put us in a place where they weren't into it. And so here I am.
So yeah, are you looking to run this operation yourself then, or are you looking for any business partners?
Right now, I'm doing a housekeep. Right, I had to clean up some of the receipts, the books, get the buyout done, and then when we're actually when I'm showing that place, like we're breaking even right now. When I'm at that profit margins, and I'll be looking for possibly a couple investors, and I'd like people that understand farming, right? That know it's a 5-year return. This is our first year finishing up, right? And you know what I mean.
Well, I did read somewhere you're trying to be the mushroom king.
Oh God, that's what they edited, dude. Give me a break.
I'm just giving them.
I know, you gotta get me. You gotta get me. Well, no, so when I started this business, Jay Durant, like I cleaned up a lot of orphans because of my story in recovery being a social worker, right? So all these orphans kids that I've cleaned up, this one guy's dad's like, Brian, I love your story. We need to see a news story of someone not dying from fentanyl. Will you share your story? And I'm like, dude, you're asking me to publicly say I'm a drug addict. And I was arrested in the 90s and I was a shit show. I was a huge cannabis guy, right? So anyways, that was a long story short. He goes, can I send Jay Durant to do a story? And I'm like, fine, you know, I'll trauma cell, I'll be there, whatever, right? But it was cool because I had the kids share. And I did an hour-long interview. And then they said, well, what's your goal with this farm? I said, I don't know, be the gourmet mushroom king of Canada. And I started laughing. And that's what they put in. So.
Well, we have the mushroom king with you guys today.
Yeah, that's the mushroom king in my
Let's go see his grower.
I'm just a hack on the fucking mushroom farm now. But we're trying. We don't quit at Myca Farms. So these ones are looking pretty good. They were just done today. And then just keep an eye on. I hate waking up. It's like Christmas and the Grinch came some days because we'll get trichoderma outbreaks. We've been really trying to work on our timing with the big batch. I mean, little batches, no problem, all day long. As soon as we started using the Big Bertha, the bomb, I'd have 60 bags go bad, no problem. Staff as well has been really hard to find. Like, I've gone through 3 staff that think it's cool to grow mushrooms, but they get into it and they're not following protocol. They're not, coming in clean in the morning. And it's always that clean work in the morning where I've got the Tyvek, I got the things like, you got to do it, because if you screw this up, you screw up in numbers, and then it's an 8-week rinse repeat.
Well, this is absolutely impressive what I'm seeing so far.
Thanks, my man. It's coming.
It looks awesome. I want to see the grow room.
Yes, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
How many grow rooms do you got?
We got 4 right now, online, and then we'll finish the tour with the expansion. Because I'm competing with some of the oldest 4 family generational oyster mushroom farms in British Columbia. They grow so many pounds of oysters, and I'll tell you right now, with Brian's cultures and Southwest Mushroom Farms cultures, shout out to Mike, love you, man. We're trying to get
and Mossy Creek as well. Right?
And Mossy Creek, Smithereens has been helping out. Like, we're all working together, right? And I've got all the good cultures, and once those chefs see our cultures, they're like, yeah, we'll take those. Yeah. Right? It's a no-brainer. That's why I really got into this. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 rooms.
How did you go about building these rooms?
Well, that was my first partner, Tim and Lauren. They're both builders. We did the floors, and then we just built them out. That was it. Framed them, and then they have a contract with the cladders. So we got this at a wholesale.
Okay.
All the panels, and then Tim's ex-wife made all the doors. She's brilliant. They just went to town.
What's the inside?
Inside is this. It's the cladding.
Everything.
You guys want so this has just been set. So we got some main coming in.
Do you have lights that can go on? Or?
Yeah, I'll go turn on the light.
How do you turn it on?
I'll go around the back.
Let's go to the back.
Let's go to the back. That's scary back there, Brian. This is the bad part. Don't look behind the curtain, dude. No, what we have to do is when it was built, this is word to the wise, when you're building a place this big, really sit down and look at the ergonomics of the whole thing, right? Let's see what's behind the curtain, Brian.
Oh, wow.
So here we have all the exhaust and all of our equipment here. This is the back seam. This is just pumping air out. That's air outside directly. And it's a little bit of a work in progress for all of our stuff and where our lights are on and stuff. Here we go.
So is this what, like, you got, I've seen these units before, right?
Yeah, these are, okay, now these ideal airs, I'm getting rid of them. Okay. I'm actually scrapping this whole thing once we expand. This was our beta. Like, we didn't sink a ton of money in equipment. We wanted to try things out first. Like, I had to do proof of concept. I'm not a fan of Inkbirds. I don't really like the ideal air, honestly. Their equipment is pretty, they're not at all like the engineered real humidistats and some of the better sensors. So I'm running these at full tilt with usually ink birds to supplement. Because these things with the ideal air, first thing that goes is the humidistats. So we just got them piped in with a PVC.
What are those units called?
These are ideal air humidifiers.
That's what they're called, is ideal air?
Yeah, ideal air.
What do you get?
These are local grow store. I got them from the cannabis store. Pacific Northwest, right here, you'll see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so this is their larger unit. This one's holding up, but typically these go quick. And never put these inside the grow room. If you're gonna use these, never put them inside the room. They have float switches and all that sort of stuff. They're about $1,000 a pop. And I'm actually ordering now from a company down in Florida, and theirs are actually 3,000 US, but they last 20 years.
Yeah,
and parts are a sec, right? And that 1 or 2 units will do everything. So that's just our exhaust cut, right outside the barn. Pretty straightforward, grow rooms, you know, it's just a grow room.
Yeah.
And
you turned the lights on already?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Let's go back. Lights are on. I wasn't supposed to show you the alleyway.
It's a tight squeeze.
Yeah, so we kicked in the door. Easy access. Easy access. So, you know, hindsight is always 20/20 with builds. So the next, as we get better and morphing into what we're going to do, and we're going to troubleshoot this a little more. So here's room 4. So what we're having is some splotchy. When we were running and having problems, I noticed these bags are they're not producing, right? Well, no, it's, they're just, so in the Bubba barrels we're finding some were getting colonized, some weren't. So I jacked up the heat and ran them longer. Now we're not having a problem. This is the tail end of what was the near death of Myca Farms. Really. So here we just got a lot of main going.
I think maybe just put them in too early, eh?
A little bit, Brian, and I don't.
I've noticed that with lion's mane before. If you put them in too early.
Well, that's the thing, and then I have staff that just go ahead and cut it, right? Because at this scale, I've hired staff,
this wasn't fully grown,
and I can't get them all the time. But if you look at here, this is our typical, you know, that's our racks. Main's all just shooting out.
That is a nice.
They're a look of beauty, yeah. And I keep it humid, man. I found the lion's mane just loves consistent humidity. It sucks it up. It doesn't like not doing it. So we got some chestnuts coming up, and this has got to be harvested. I'll be picking it. So this room we just set pretty much. You know, and the thing I love about our cultures is that we do the big cut. We do those big cuts so we can get that.
Yep.
You know, when I put those in a chef medley, and you know, any of the local chefs in Vancouver see that, they're like, what is, first it's usually what is that?
Yep.
And that the farmer's market is like, is that real? Can you eat it? Right? So as part of a gourmet mushroom farm business, I love spreading the word, sharing what we're doing with people, and it's taking shape. I mean, a lot of people really know it now.
Do you know what strain that is?
This is one of the common blues we have. This is Southwest Mushroom Farms Blue.
Okay.
So this one's from, this is from Mike, from Southwest, and we've been rocking that. I took it to clone a couple times. I do have some spores, but I haven't done second plate with those.
Yep.
And then I just call Brian and get some good cultures anyways.
So are you rotating on a 6-week cycle with it? Or?
Yeah, I about that. I mean, I think.
How do you clean the greenhouses? I guess through the front door here.
What's that?
How do you clean them?
Clean the rooms?
Yeah.
Oh, we cut drain. So if you come in here.
No, like where do you put all the bags?
Oh, that's at the end. I'll show you that too.
But the bags come in this hallway here?
Oh yeah. So the dirty bags, they come out and they go right all the way out. Now there's another garage door there.
And you have like a cart or something?
I'll show you. Yeah. So we got the wheelbarrow cart.
Yeah.
Chuck it in, down, dump, and then I've ordered a bagger.
Sweet.
I stick a bag in and zoom, out it comes.
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah. And then there's another mushroom farmer, Monarch Mushrooms. He's got one, but we're trying to figure out putting it on a trailer and sharing it between the farms.
Okay.
He's all lion's mane. He's doing like 1,000 bags a day of lion's mane. And he sells it to other companies. But here's my yellow garden here. So I got a really good culture of yellow. That's a Stamets yellow.
Oh, it's not my strain.
No, that's not your strain.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice Stamets. This is another Stamets pink. That one's not yours. I'm excited to get back on some of yours. This is the elm. That's your elm.
This elm actually originated from Jay Schindler at Fungi for the People.
Nice.
He created it to do fire irrigation on oil spills and stuff like that.
Oh, great.
But I just loved it, so I started growing it.
It's a great mushroom, man. It's
like
aggressive
10,
too.
11 years ago.
Oh, so was it? I've got an artist here I'll show you guys some videos of it. So what we do basically is we cut the French drain. That was our first thing that we did. Yep. And it goes right outside into the gravel, so it's beautiful. Like we roll up, like when it's empty the room day, out it goes, pressure wash, and then in comes the new cut. So we're just making it so one staff or two staff can do the whole room. In literally before lunch, I can have a guy empty a room, not cut bags, but empty a room, reload it, and cut them open.
How many bags are in here?
Oh, 70 a rack. And what have we got in this one? It always varies. Sometimes 18 to 20 a rack. So 10 was that? So 700, 1400, close to 2,000 bags. We're packing them in.
In one room?
Well, this is 700. So 70, 10 racks. So that's 700. So 1400. No, okay, so yeah, 1400 and then 70. So about 1700.
And do you know what the square footage is?
These rooms are what, 19 by? No, I didn't build them.
Well, no, so our greenhouses are 12 by 20.
Right.
And
this
so,
might even be almost it.
And we can only fit 950 blocks.
So I thought that's not 19
When you're going
feet.
5 high, we only go 4 high.
Right.
Right, so you're going one extra level.
Yeah, we're going.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, we need to load them up. Our goal is to. Our goal with proper rotation is to try and get that 10,000 pounds a month.
Yeah. So then, what's this pipe doing up here?
Okay, so this pipe up here was put in by Tim, the designer. He wanted even fresh air distribution through the garden.
Okay.
So he just came up with it, and it's doing a negative pressure. One of the things that we did with a bit of a design flaw was that we have the outtake and the humidity coming in the same end of the room. Only change we're doing in the new spot, and what I am going to do with what we're going to do is one room at a time, we're going to reset that. So it'll be.
It doesn't look like you get any leaks either, right?
No, in the back we do.
Like, have you ever monitored CO2 in here?
We did, but we're constantly exhausting.
So
we're just running it, yeah.
Okay,
so we've never had a problem. I have CO2 sensors in there, I still do, and they've never piped because we just keep the damn thing on all the time.
It's impressive, man.
Thanks, man. Cheers. Yeah, we've been going hard, man.
Yeah.
Now it's just learning how to grow mushrooms. And that's sorry, that's not on, the light's not on.
Oh,
but in there, same thing, same room.
Yeah.
And then back there is storage, and this is where the bags go to die. So those bags in the back corner are actually ready for the room. So those ones are ready to go into room 1 because we purged it and cleaned it. Mm-hmm. So when the bags are really ready, I'm throwing them back here just to get some of the heat out of the main colonization room, just to get some more bag flow going. And I've had them overnight in the hallway all night. They're ready to go into the room. I'll just have them sitting in here. And as we expand, that's going to be colonization in the back here. And then what we do now, and I found out with the pink wasn't you.
Yeah,
it's not you. No, it was our filter. It was some filter or something.
I took the blame, but I knew it wasn't me.
I looked at it and I was like, my staff shows me and they're like, what's this? And I'm like, I don't know, I sent it to you hoping you know.
Yeah, no, I've never seen that contaminant.
He said it came out of your chestnut. And I'm like, okay.
We're going to keep you happy either way.
Oh, whatever. It's all good. So these ones, like I said, are pretty much ready to go in, so I just make more room.
So, do you have compost?
Right there.
Where's it go?
That goes to a winery.
Sweet.
Yeah, so we cut it all out, and then Buddy charges me $250 a bin. Winery buys it for $5, and we split the shipping sometimes, and it goes to a winery.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. You know, getting rid of waste in like more of an industrial style operation is difficult. So
So I bought that cash myself. The guy gave me a ridiculous deal. It's kind of a funny story. So the guy that bought that bin, or sold me that bin, he won 27 grand that night at the casino. So I think he was a bit cut. We're making a deal on it. He's like, here, I'll tell you what, I'll give it to you for this. And I'm like, done. So God bless casinos and alcohol.
This is the pink contamination?
That is it. Anyone knows what that is.
Well, it might be neurospore.
Okay, so
I don't want to say that's neurospore.
don't take it home with you.
No, you should. You shouldn't even open this.
No, I don't know. I don't even want
so,
to.
Neurospora is typically from No, don't even check them, man. Those
Just-
you gotta be gentle.
Okay, okay.
Neurospore you normally see when you have substrates that weren't pasteurized or sterilized properly.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That makes all the sense in the world,
That's
Brian.
definitely what that looks like.
So that would be grain too then?
I've never really had that on my farm before.
Yeah, so, well, it's Fraser Valley.
Yeah.
We're in the Fraser Valley.
Yeah, you're lucky.
Yeah, I know. We're in the Fraser Valley. It's fucking nasty here. So Neurospora, eh? I looked it up and it said it was a common yeast.
So,
It said it was yeast and it came through the grain.
so where do you want to take us now?
Oh, well, do you guys want to see the expansion?
I do want to see
The madness? Let's go see the
Okay,
madness.
let's go.
Let's go see why I don't sleep at night. Because, you know, there's always nothing, I'm always downtime doing this. I'm just going to hit the like sense. So that's pretty much it for Myca Farms .1, 1.0. And we're breaking even now. We got killer customers. I love the chefs. We're doing really good at the markets now. We're only thing I'm not liking is the flies, but the way to beat flies that I found is just keep the cleanest growing you ever had.
Yeah,
Just
well,
any piece of organic matter that's not living, they
exactly.
eat.
You get
It's
rid
gone.
of it, you keep it clean, and then if you see any flies in there, I usually shoot them with water and just get them on the ground.
Yeah. So, anyways, we're I'm sourcing the bag. I'm gonna source the bagger, and we're gonna have the bagger here,
Yeah.
and my staff are gonna love me because
Yeah,
they just go zing wing in there.
So it takes the plastic off the bag.
Yeah, so it's really cool. There's one that I'm like the used one I'm looking at. I just got to get it here.
Yeah.
And you just plug it in 220. I run a 220 to there, and they just dump a bag in it. It separates the bag and the spawn. That's it.
That's sweet.
I know.
This property's huge, man. How big is it?
Yeah. So we're gonna do an outdoor. When I get time, I'm doing wood chip beds all along the river, the edge. There's a really cool grower I met. He's called Moxie Mushrooms from Tawasin. Brilliant. Graham's brilliant. The guy is just a brilliant guy. So he grows wine caps really well. And so he wants to do wine cap beds here. We're going to team up a little bit,
Yeah,
get more of the exotics outside, right?
Just get lots of shade and they'll do well.
Right?
Shade and water.
And so, like, you know, teaming up with really good growers is how I'm going to, you know, I love it, right? Because I'm so busy talking to chefs in downtown half the time that I had to stop what I was doing because my original partner didn't pay attention to the grow. And so we lost a lot. So I was doing front end work, but I wasn't doing back end work. So now I'm in the back end and that's what's happening.
It looks really good right now, and this video wasn't even discussed, so you know
Right.
this is all just what the farm looks like right now, and it looks great.
Yeah, right? So here's the,
You got lights on in here?
yeah, I'm going to do it right now.
Yeah.
Here it is. This is it. This is going to be a big oyster farm.
Shit.
We're gonna go commercial size oyster. I'm gonna get I might get some satirized equipment here covered by Farm Canada, and we're gonna get the bagging. We might get a bagger.
How many square feet is this?
Oh god, what is it? What do you say it was? 6,000?
Holy.
Yeah, and then this is gonna be a shop. This is actually gonna just be a wood shop. So we're gonna wall it right here and put a man door. And this is going to be for custom furniture and all kinds of stuff like that, which is cool because this is a really good friend of mine who just wants a little space to make a wood shop, so I'm happy with that. And I'm pretty content with this much for now. We've already cut the French drain, so you can see how we got our drainage in. Right away we cut the French drain. We're going to actually do a colonization room here. So we're going to move this into colonization as well. And I might just do another whole setup here. We might have 2 barrels, another just a simple, we'll keep the grain lab where it is, and we'll bring grain spawn down here. And so I'll just build a big long processing bench and the guys can just sit here and make bags all day.
You do the drains yourself?
Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, I took this 3 hours. That was it. The thing about the gas axe, well, and don't tell them, don't chalk line first and don't fuck around, get a good blade. Always, if you're doing anything concrete, don't be intimidated, guys. Go rent the machine and just keep your line really tight. And as long as you got your water to your saw, and get the best blade. Don't get the crap dollar store blades. And we zepped it out, and we're just gonna finish the trench and dig it out a little bit. Drainage is pretty good already. I got a little pool here, pool there, but this is my new grow right here, bro. I went ahead and got a vent tent stuff, and we're tenting it. So the decision was, do we make the same rooms again like that? Or do we do the same thing with the whole exterior of the wall? I want to do the exterior. Like these are nicely insulated. We just have to do some on the roof. And then what I want to do is we got the foot and everything else, and we're just gonna make tents.
No, put lights above the tent.
Yeah, that's right. So just an indoor greenhouse.
No, that's, I've seen people do that before. Rhode Island Mushroom Company.
That huge one, right?
They do that, and
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Yeah, and I mean Mossy Creek, he built basically indoor tent,
Yeah.
2x4s in poly.
I like it.
Yeah, so these are really cheap to go source out.
It's just the only thing I don't worry about is this. This building needs to obviously maintain temperature if you're not going to insulate.
Yeah. So because it was a grow show for cannabis, these are super thick insulated.
Yeah.
Like it's really insulated walls. So this was really cool right now. Today it stayed really cool. And in the winter, there was a guy living here. He was a car hoarder, so he lived here, and he made a little nook in the corner. But these are all heavily insulated, so we're going to insulate the ceiling a little better, cover it all up. We're going to be spraying it this week. If you come back in about 3 weeks, this will be done. Yeah, and I got the French drain cut, so we just got to finish this out, and then we're going to dig. This is going to be a completely finished wall. I'm not going to. In the winter, this does get sumpy. Like it gets spoogey.
What do you have to do with your wastewater? Like,
So the city of Langley, as soon as they saw a mushroom farm, they were knocking at my door. They're like, "What do you do with your water?" Then I showed them, and they just giggled. They said, "Your wash water."
What do you do with it? They don't care.
They don't care. Yeah, it's a greenhouse.
Okay.
Yeah, because we don't.
I mean, like, we don't care on our farm either. We just have
No.
concrete slabs, and then the water just runs
Yeah,
off into the ground.
yeah.
So it's no different.
Well, we fall under a whole thing. So insurance is a whole different animal for mushroom farms. I found out it's really hard to get mushroom farms because C&T up the road, they killed 3 of their staff with CO2. That was the mushroom farm where some staff died, sadly.
Okay.
And what it is underneath, they were just cowboy dumping their water. So the Fraser Valley's been all the mushroom farms here, except for like Avena's been changing it, and Highline Mushrooms has been changing it, and they're getting fined and just paying the fines. But there's some big lawsuits coming up against the mushroom farms that are dumping in the wash water because it's all fecal content, and they're using so much water.
And that's the difference with bud mushroom farming with manure versus wood-based.
They came here, and the engineer came here, and it cost us $1,700 for a fancy letter.
Yeah.
But they're happy. They're like, "Oh, you don't even waste water." And then we're like a greenhouse, right?
It's honestly, it's the way to go.
It's the cleanest way to go. The only thing that we're looking at now is just we're waiting for that mycelium that eats plastic better. Because I'm thinking about I had a company call me, and they're making a bag with seaweed. And did you get the same call?
I had the same email. I haven't returned the email yet.
Yeah, she finally nailed me down and like interviewed me for 10. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, they just want to find out.
They're looking, and they're also looking for a market. Like they're trying to do a pitch on a business, and they're looking for market space. Yeah. She said, "Would you buy a decompostable bag?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Well, yeah,
depends if it's not $50 a bag.
Unicorn does add resin to their bags, and they claim
and it breaks down more.
They claim that it does. You're not actually left with microplastics. It does break down quicker.
Yeah.
So that technology does exist.
Well,
it's just it's not using a cellulose versus plastic.
Yeah, and so with our bags, I just at any farm, just have your ethics around it. We literally separate the bag. We compost what we can. It goes to the growers. And then we just put it where it's supposed to go and smash it all up and get it compressed and put in the right hole.
Let's see your shop. You have a shop too, right?
No, this is it.
Like you have a storefront.
Oh yeah, let's go see the store.
Yeah.
You bet.
So are you doing farm sales on the farm already then? And
oh yeah, we get people. Yeah, people can stop by, man.
Can they buy on your website?
We're still no. I'm too busy, bro.
How do people know you're here then?
People know I'm here, word of mouth, website, Facebook, Instagram. The global news story really helped. I'm not gonna lie.
You're doing markets too.
Well, farmers markets are killing it. We love the farmers markets. Our customers they just they love us. They love the mushroom.
How many markets?
Right now we're doing Vancouver every 2 weeks, and then we got Fort Langley every Saturday, and then we have White Rock every Sunday.
You do it all yourself?
No, I got my son helping me. I've incorporated the children.
Nice.
I told my kids, man, because they're 18 and 27 and 13. I told the 18 and 27-year-old, this is your inheritance. You can either help me make something of it or forget about it. So some other employee will inherit this farm. But as we keep going, we're doing good and looking good. So come on in, I'll show you the farm or the store. So one of the things I love about farming and being ALR is we can actually, when we open the farm, I'm gonna set up a little stand right here, like a booth, and I'm gonna have free coffee, and it's a drive-through, right? So I'm gonna have a drive-through. So I'm gonna, you know, I'll mark it all out, and I'm gonna put, there's a commute that goes through here. I've counted about 200 cars a morning zip through this road, and I'm gonna put free coffee, come on through, how's it going, have a free cup of joe, and then off you go to work. And then we're gonna have some eateries and get people going, some chefs are involved. I've had chefs from 4 different major restaurants come here, and they love it. They just think it's amazing. And a lot of chefs break my heart. So in Vancouver, a lot of the big chefs, chef banquets I've gone to and chef events, they've never seen a pink oyster or a yellow or any of it. They look at it and go, what is that, right? I'm like, delicious is what it is. It's flavor. So, oh yeah, get the sign. So Simply Local.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, you got it. So welcome to Simply Local for all your local shopping needs. So in here, I'll just so I'll show you, this is the store. We just put the fancy doors in, we're gonna fix those. Yeah, going in, this is it. So we got local artisan things, and you know, what is this? We got chocolate, we got tea. We're basically gonna create it so people, they already do yoga and meditation groups here. So Chelsea, that's running it with the women's group, she's really killing it. They're having a lot of fun. And we want it so customers can come, pick up some knickknacks or soap or all sort of local made artisan craft stuff. It's a small farmer's market basically. And then buy some fresh eggs, some fresh mushrooms, or we'll get the vegan cheeses and the local cheeses. We'll have both. We're not vegan, we're not just, you know, it's a farm store for our community. So whatever someone chooses to eat is not up to me, right? So this is their brand as well, Simply Delish. And that's Chelsea and Brad. And so this is, they sell some, we meet at the farmer's market, right? So I met them at the farmer's market, and they put their mushrooms on my mushrooms on their stand, and then I put their soups on mine. Because they got a risotto. Where is it? It's my favorite one. Well, they have a wild mushroom rice and soup. So it goes so great with our mushrooms. Everything's a pairing, right? And again, when I do actually get some time and I'm not just back end growing, I'm going to work more on our marketing and our development. We haven't even made a shirt. Like I'm not doing really anything until I nail that.
You are nailing it.
Number one.
You're crushing it. It looks awesome.
Well, that's because I got mentors like you, Brad. Right?
This is sweet.
Yeah, and then we're going to do some cool shit here. We're going to do some, they're having a dinner out here. So we have all this space, and we're thinking about pop-up weddings for really like super inexpensive cost weddings. You know, people that I know or people that are friends and family know, if they want to do a wedding, we could trim it out a bit, clean up the gazebo, you know, fix it all up. And then, you know, in 2 years, I'm hoping 2 years, either a pizza oven with a cover, but I was thinking of a commissary cart here. Because I want to get into mushroom products, you know, like I want to make foods, I want to make different kind of products. That's more of my forte, is sales.
That's beautiful.
I think I was more excited at your farm when I got to do the farmer's market that day.
We don't even do the market.
I know, right? I don't blame you, dude. After I've been doing them now, I'm like...
It's a lot of work, but no, it's an important part of the journey.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
All right, man. Hey, listen, like, honestly, like, I've never been here.
Yeah.
And I wanted this to be completely authentic, and I'm blown away.
Thanks, man.
Truly.
Cheers.
Like, you're crushing it. You're doing more production than me. How many employees you got?
4.
It's got 4 employees.
Yeah.
And how many restaurants you selling to?
Oh, I don't know. A lot.
What would you guess?
About almost 20.
20, and then
we're getting up to more.
And then what kind of clients? Like, are you?
We got the whole park hotel. So if you come and gamble,
what's a weekly order?
Weekly orders right now is about 1,000 pounds.
1,000 pounds of mushrooms?
Yeah, getting there.
Are you serious?
Yeah, going, man. We've been short.
One client.
No, not one client. No,
that's what I mean. I was like, what's going on, man?
No. Yeah, no, I haven't got my cruise ship yet.
Yeah, like, so what's like a? What are some big clients? You're doing 1,000 pounds a week right now.
More than that, almost. We're doing 500 pounds,
which is fantastic.
I'd say one restaurant's taking 500 pounds a week, and then I have restaurants that are doing 500 pounds a month. Like Meat on Main.
Right.
They're doing the vegan calamari stuff, the mushroom calamari. Chickpea, that guy's crushing it. Mark's crushing it. His recipes are kill. A lot of the vegan places love us. Eternal Abundance is like, and but the Park Casino, that's our biggest customer right now, and then Cactus Clubs.
But 500 pounds a week, you have a client that'll do that, you said?
Close to it, yeah. It varies.
That's impressive, man.
We're doing it, man.
No, that's truly impressive. Like I have a couple clients that I'll do like 80 to 100 pounds a week, and those are fantastic clients.
That's a good one, yeah.
But wow, those numbers are incredible.
We're getting her, man. We're getting her. I mean, those numbers flux for them. Like when they had a big, 1 week was like, holy crap, like truckload going. And then it goes down to 400, then it goes to 5, then sometimes it's down to 350. So it's flexing. Yeah. But we've been slammed sometimes. Holy mackerel.
Honestly, like totally impressed.
Nice.
Remember, this is Myca Farms, not Myca Farms.
Yeah.
This is,
well, it's Myca, Mica. I don't know.
We're not sure. Yeah.
We started with Myca, and I have a staff that actually is Kira, and she uses the Y as a vowel. And when I first started, it was Mycelios. I was looking for a name, and then I was with a friend of mine who's like an old retired CEO, and he said, make it a 4-letter word. And I'm like, fine. And I said, Myca. And okay, but then everyone comes up to my table and goes, Myca Farms, right on. Yeah. So I'm like, you decide, dude. I don't even know.
Honestly, you just got to do what feels good, right?
Look, the Latino guy goes, hey, Myca Farms. And then this kid said Myca Jadger Binks, and I was like, that's gone. Myca Farms it is.
So, any message you want to leave the audience?
Well, I'm super blessed to be on What the Fungus. I swear to God, to actually work under this guy and learn from him. Brian to actually come down to my farm is amazing. I fell in love with mushrooms like literally a month before I met Brian. I was gonna do microgreens, and then I saw the What the Fungus video, and I was like, screw it. And then I went down the rabbit hole, man. So learning and turning and burning. And I would just say again, start small, practice the craft, and then slowly go. But if you grow and make it, it'll go. I mean, if you're in a city and you want to hit this hard, there's so much space in this market. You could have 2 more Myca Farms pop up, and we would still sell those mushrooms. I've had all kinds of people coming by. There's nothing but, the more of us that grow food, keep growing food. And if you want to get involved, courses, come by here, whatever. We're all in the same family, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, you're crushing it, man.
Thanks, brother. Cheers.
Tour is awesome.
Yeah, thanks for coming, man. I'm finally on What the Fungus.
I know. I gotta bring the wife and the kids here. And,
please do. Yeah. It's a family. I mean, my kids have taken over the house, so that's awesome. Adult children right now. So
awesome.
18, and one's working and delivering, and the other one's here.
All right, well, thanks again.
Right on, man. Cheers.
All right, guys, we'll catch you in the next video. This is Brian Thomas at Myca Farms. And honestly, like, crushing it. We're in Fraser Valley. This is Langley, right?
Yeah.
And he's surpassed me in what I'm currently doing on my farm. He's just crushing it here. Really impressed with what he's doing. A lot of potential. You have a lot of room to grow. Honestly, like, you have a bright future, man.
Thanks, brother. Yeah. Because of you. Cheers. You helped a lot, man. Here we are.
So I can't remember, is it Myca or Myca?
Myca. We'll go with Myca.
We're going with Myca?
Yeah. The Canadians generally just decided that.